Now we are going to discuss other B vitamins. In our last lecture, we were discuss about B vitamins which include biotin, niacin, and riboflavin. And today we are going to discuss other remaining B vitamins. What is vitamin B5? Do you have any idea about this vitamin? Vitamin B5, also called pantothenic acid, is one of the most important vitamins for human life. Vitamin B5 is one of the 8 B vitamins. All B vitamins help you convert the proteins, carbohydrates, and fats you eat into your energy. B vitamins all are also needed for healthy skin, healthy hairs, and eyes. It also useful for proper functioning of the nervous system and liver. It is very helpful in healthy digestive tract, making the RBCs which carry the oxygen throughout the body, making the stress related hormones in the adrenal gland. Vitamin B5, commercially well known as D-pantothenic acid, and it is one of the potent water soluble vitamins of the vitamin B complexes. The word pantothenic comes from the Greek word panto, which means that everywhere, as almost all foods contain small quantities of pantothenic acid in them. Vitamin B5 is present in all plants and animal sources. Animals mostly need pantothenic acid in order to synthesize the coenzyme CoA, as well as to synthesize and metabolize the carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Pantothenic acid is involved in more than 100 different steps in the synthesis of lipid, neurotransmitter, and synthesis of steroid hormones and hemoglobin. It serves as a part of coenzyme A, the same coenzyme that forms the acetyl CoA. Compounds in the several metabolic pathways such as tricarboxylic acid cycle. C presents the chemical structure of these two molecules and shows that coenzyme A is made up in part of the pantothenic acid. Vitamin B5, which is also known as pantothenic acid, plays a significant role in the conversion of energy for various different bodily activities. It takes place in the it takes part in the conversion of the various other B vitamins into the forms which is acceptable by the body. Vitamin B5 is a potent antioxidant and a neutral compound which helps in boosting the immune system and neural functions. It also aids in metabolizing the fats and reducing the stress level. Vitamin B5 is extremely useful in treating the different allergies, alcoholism, baldness, autism, burning feet syndrome, yeast infection, heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, respiratory disorders, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, asthma, convulsions, and celiac diseases. These all are the vitamin B5 deficiency disorders. And vitamin B5 is very useful to treat all these disorders. Vitamin B5 plays a very important role in the treatment of depression, diabetic nerve pain, and it also boosting the immune functions, and also very helpful in maintaining the blood sugar levels, treating the tongue infections, and also helpful in treating the gray hairs and dandruff, headache and insomnia, irritability, hypotension, multiple sclerosis. Vitamin B5 plays an active part in the synthesis of the coenzyme A. It converts the consumed food into the fatty acid and cholesterol, and helps in the synthesis of the fatty acid. It is also very necessary for the production of a fat-like molecule such as sphingosine, which in turn helps to conduct the chemical transmission at the cellular level. Several type of different type of the researches shows that a regular intake of the vitamin B5 reduces the pain and inflammation in the case of the rheumatoid arthritis, in which immune system attack its own body organ and recognize its own body organ as the foreign particle and attack on that foreign particle and produces the antigen against them. It is also extremely beneficial for metabolizing the cholesterol. It keeps a healthy balance of the cholesterol levels in the blood. It lowers the level of bad cholesterol and increase the level of good cholesterol. Pantothenic acid is also very important for the synthesis of sterols such as cholesterol and 7-dehydrocholesterol. It is also important for the synthesis of fatty acid, keto acids such as pyruvic acid, and B5 is also very important and plays a pivotal role in the synthesis of the vitamin A and vitamin D. Vitamin B5 is imperative in the biosynthesis of the proteins and amino acid by assisting the formation of the leucine, methionine, and arginine. It is also very essential for the formation of the hemoglobin and electron carrying cytochrome proteins of the mitochondrial respiratory chains. It is also very important in the production of the neurotransmitter, and one of the most important neurotransmitter is the acetylcholine, and B5 is very important for the production of the acetylcholine neurotransmitter. Vitamin B5 also plays a very important role in the synthesis of the hormone called the melatonin, which is secreted by the pineal gland located deep inside the brain. It controls the sleep-wake cycle, prevents the insomnia, and helps the body to deal with the tiredness and stress. It is highly beneficial in improving the eyesight and reducing the pain and inflammation in case various vision problems like the dry eyes. Vitamin B5 is an excellent choice for enhancing the heart health. By lowering the bad cholesterol in the body, it prevents the risk of the cholesterol related heart issues like the heart blocks, atherosclerosis, heart attacks. It treats the dilated cardiomyopathy, also lowers the high blood pressure and prevents the heart failure. Vitamin B5 also very important for treating the respiratory issues. It reduces the cough and the cold symptoms, treat the asthma and various other bronchial issues. Vitamin B5 helps in the synthesis of the coenzyme A. The high concentration of this enzyme in the liver helps in removing the harmful toxins from the body and in turn promote the liver functions. Vitamin B5 is a potent antioxidant and effectively takes part in healing the wounds and reducing the inflammatory conditions of the skin like the pimples, acne and blemishes, and also hydrates and moisturizing the skin. Vitamin B5 is also used as ingredient in hair, skin and different makeup products since they help in adding the volume, texture and shine to the hair and also reduce the graying of the hair. It is also used for various different skin problems like infection, itching, bites, stings. It is also very helpful in preventing and treating the skin reactions to radiation therapy. The recommended dietary allowances for men and women. For infants, vitamin B5 recommended dietary allowances are 1.5 to 2.5 mg per day, and for children its recommendation is 5 to 8 mg per day, and for adults vitamin B5 recommendations are 5 to 12 mg per day, and its recommendation for the pregnant and lactating women is 10 to 15 mg per day. A tolerable for pregnancy and lactation, the amount increased to 6 mg and 7 mg daily. A tolerable upper intake level is the maximum daily dose, unlikely to cause adverse side effects in the general population. Upper level has not been established for pantothenic acid because a toxic level has not been observed from the high intakes. Adequate daily intake for vitamin B5 is by the age of 6 months or younger is 1.7 milligram, and by the age of 7 months to 1 year its adequate daily intake is 1.8 mg, and by the age of 1 to 3 its recommendation is 2 mg, and by the age of 4 to 8 its adequate daily intake is 3 mg, and by the age of 9 to 13 its adequate daily intake is 4 mg, and by the age of 14 and older its adequate daily intake level is 5 mg. If you are pregnant, aims for 6 mg per day, then up that to 7 mg per day when breastfeeding. Basically, if you eat a generally healthy diet, you should be getting enough and not too much of your daily vitamin B5. Here is some health benefits of vitamin B5. There are many health benefits of vitamin B5, some of which include the healthy heart, lower the stress level, and skin and hair care. First benefit is it stimulates the hormone. Vitamin B5 acts as a synthesizer of many important components required by the human body. It is very essential for the promotion of fats, proteins, carbohydrates, amino acids, and antibiotics, while also stimulating the adrenal hormone. It has the reputation of reducing the stress and other serious mental problems like depression and anxiety, which ensures the fitness of mind. It does this by regulating the hormone responsible for causing these mental conditions. It also very impressive record of keeping the human heart in normal working conditions. It regulates the level of cholesterol and also help in controlling the blood pressure. Vitamin B5 helps in reducing the body fatigue and weariness, and it sets the metabolic activities of the entire body on the right track. This means that this vitamin is capable of increasing the stamina of the human body to perform various tasks in an efficient way and healthy way. This is one of its massive benefits, especially from the point of view of active individuals and athletes. Most than anything else, vitamin B5 helps keeps the skin healthy and attractive. It also helps delay the appearance of premature aging signs on the skin like age spots and wrinkles. Vitamin B5 belongs to the group of water-soluble vitamins. It does not add any type of toxic substances to the body and providing to be beneficial and effective for the people of every age group and gender. Vitamin B5 is very important, is very good at strengthening the immune system of the human body. This helps us fight against a number of infections and diseases. To decrease the chances of your body contracting something dangerous, be sure that your white blood cells count is maximized and your immune system is functioning properly by eating the foods that are rich in vitamin B5. Vitamin B5 is also very important to enhance the level of hemoglobin in our bodies. It also assists the liver in metabolizing the toxic substances. It is a fuel source for the cell division and DNA reproduction. Vitamin B5 helps relieves the human body of a number of detrimental problems like asthma, autism, premenstrual syndromes, Parkinson's disease. It is one of the most versatile and flexible vitamin and cannot be left out of a healthy diet. Vitamin B5 is extremely vital for the healthy functioning of the body. Unlike the fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K, this water-soluble vitamin is produced in very minute quantity in the body to fulfill the dietary needs. Has to strictly depends on the external food sources and supplements. Nature has blessed us with a bountiful amount of the natural food sources loaded with vitamin B5 that suffices our daily requirement for the healthful nutrient. The most prominent sources of vitamin B5 are vegetable sources include the sweet potatoes, corns, mushrooms, broccoli, tomato, and legumes like lentils, split peas, and soybeans. And grains also good sources of the vitamin B5 include the whole grain cereals, breads, and these dairy sources include such as the egg yolk, milk, yogurt, and milk. All other milk products are the sufficient sources of the good sources of the vitamin B5. Animal sources of the vitamin B5 include the chicken and other meat variety, and fish sources include the salmon, shellfish, and the lobster. It's also known as pyridoxine, which is one of the water-soluble B vitamins that is extremely essential for the healthy brain development and boosting the immune system. It has a high significance in helping the body to produce neurotransmitters such as norepinephrine, epinephrine, serotonin, and dopamine. Vitamin B6 is the common generic name given to six compounds with vitamin B6 activity, such as pyridoxine, that is alcohol, pyridoxal, that is an aldehyde, and pyridoxamine, which contains an amino group, and their respective 5-phosphate esters. Pyridoxamine 5-phosphate and pyridoxal 5-phosphate, that is PLP, are the active coenzyme forms of vitamin B6. Vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 is a potent neural compound that is extremely essential for the synthesis of the neurotransmitters. Both the active forms of vitamin B6, that is PLP and PMP. PLP is the pyridoxal phosphate. Both active forms of vitamin B6 assists as coenzyme in several enzymatic reactions such as amino acid, glucose, and lipid metabolism. It also plays a very important and significant role in gluconeogenesis and glycogenolysis. As you all know about the gluconeogenesis, I was told you about the gluconeogenesis, that are the glucose metabolism from the non-carbohydrate sources. And glycogenolysis is the glycogen synthesis. Vitamin B6 also plays a vital role in the metabolism of the nutrients, synthesis and functions of histamines, hemoglobins and neurotransmitters, and also in the expressions of gene. Vitamin B6 also facilitates the body in breaking down food, that is a complex carbohydrate, into simple form of sugar, that is glucose, fats and protein, which in turn provides energy for carrying out the various body activities. Vitamin B6 also synthesizes the amino acids and proteins, and helps in the formation of the myelin sheath that surrounds the nerves. Vitamin B6 was firstly discovered by a physician, that was a Hungarian physician. His name was Paul Georgi, who discovered vitamin B6, it as a substance that was able to cure a skin disease in rats. Vitamin B6 occurs in three forms. First is pyridoxine, and pyridoxamine. All three can be converted to the coenzyme PLP, pyridoxal phosphate. PLP is the abbreviation of pyridoxal phosphate, and which is the active form of vitamin B6. All these three forms of vitamin B6, which is pyridoxine, and pyridoxamine, can be converted to the coenzyme PLP, which is active in the amino acid metabolism. Because PLP, which is a pyridoxal phosphate, can transfer the amino groups, the body can make non-essential amino acid when amino groups are available. The availability to add and remove the amino groups makes the PLP valuable in protein metabolism and urea metabolism. PLP is most important in both metabolisms, such as protein metabolism and urea metabolism. Again, I repeat this mechanism for your better understanding. PLP, which is a pyridoxal phosphate, is an active form of the vitamin B6. This PLP coenzyme is active in a metabolism of amino acid. PLP can transfer the amino groups. The body can make the non-essential amino acid when amino groups are available. When amino acids are available, body can make the non-essential amino acid, and PLP can transfer these amino groups. The ability of the PLP to add and remove the amino acid for the making of the non-essential amino acid makes it very valuable in the metabolism of the proteins and metabolism of the urea. The conversion of amino acid tryptophan to niacin or to the neurotransmitter serotonin also depends on PLP, and synthesis of the heme also depends on the coenzyme PLP. PLP is very important in the conversion of the amino acid tryptophan to the niacin, and synthesis of heme, and synthesis of neurotransmitters serotonin. And it is also very important in the synthesis of the heme, that is the non-protein portion of the hemoglobin. Heme is the non-protein portion of the hemoglobin that holds the iron. Four hemes are present in a single molecule of hemoglobin, and each heme contain the oxygen. It is also very important in the synthesis of the nucleic acid such as DNA and RNA, and also very important in the synthesis of the lecithin. Vitamin B6 also influences the cognitive performance and also influences the immune functions and steroid hormone activity. Unlike all other water-soluble vitamins, vitamin B6 is stored in the muscle tissues. Vitamin B6 is usually consumed by the people for boosting the immunity. Vitamin B6 improving the athletic performance and increase the muscle strength, also preventing the kidney diseases in the patients with the type 2 diabetes and cervical cancers. Vitamin B6 is helpful in all these disorders. It is generally taken by the people to alleviate the risks and symptoms of the pyridoxine deficiency, like neurological symptoms such as confusion, irritability, and neuropathy. Vitamin B6 plays a very significant role in boosting the heart health. It effectively reduces the cholesterol and prevents the risk of the cholesterol related heart issues like atherosclerosis, heart attacks. It lowers the high blood pressure and prevents the heart failure. Vitamin B6 is extremely essential for treating the heart problems. Vitamin B6 has several functions, several health benefits. It is a powerful antioxidant and helps to scavenge the harmful free radicals from the body and preventing the organs and the body by the oxidative damage. It also rejuvenates skin, reduces the various signs of aging like wrinkles, fine lines, dark circles, and spots. It acts as an antioxidant, and vitamin B6 is a very powerful antioxidant. It also plays a very significant role in treating and preventing the Alzheimer's disease and dementia. It plays very important role in synthesis of the neurotransmitter, is helping the brain to regulate the mood swings and also prevent the depression, pain, anxiety, and fatigue. It also boosts the production of progesterone and keeps the hormonal balance under control. Vitamin B6 is also very important for eyes. It plays important role in vision as it helps prevent macular degeneration. It is also called age-related macular degeneration. The foods and the supplements which contain the vitamin B6 will be very helpful and will be very effective in treating the macular degeneration. Vitamin B6 has anti-inflammatory properties. Regular intake of this vitamin and accurate desired intake of this vitamin through food sources reduce the inflammation which is caused by the rheumatoid arthritis. In supplement form, it also prevent the risk of the kidney stones in the people suffering from different kidney problems. Vitamin B6 is also very important in for metabolizing the cholesterol. It keeps a healthy balance of the cholesterol level in the blood. It lowers the level of bad cholesterol, that is low density lipoproteins, or increases the level of the good cholesterol, that is high density lipoproteins. Vitamin B6 plays an important role in regulating mood and treats the depression. This vitamin is essential for producing the neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, which is a gamma amino butyric acid that controls the emotions and help the body cope up with stress. Vitamin B6 is effective in lowering the homocysteine level in the blood, which has been associated with the depression. This vitamin also helps the body secrete the melatonin, which is needed to regulate circadian rhythms and promote the sound sleeps. Vitamin B6 is valuable in enhancing the brain functions and lowers the risk of Alzheimer's by regulating the homocysteine level that has been associated with poor memory and dementia. It is also essential for proper brain development in children. It also very helpful in maintaining the healthy blood cells. Hemoglobin is a protein that supplies the oxygen and nutrients to all the vital organs in the human body. When the hemoglobin count goes low, the cells will not get the sufficient oxygen, resulting in anemia. When the hemoglobin count is low, the cell will not able to get the sufficient oxygen, which results comes in anemia in the form of anemia. Vitamin B6 is mainly involved in the production of hemoglobin and help in preventing and treating the iron deficiency anemia. Should I have in each day? A number of factors will affect a person's daily requirement for vitamin B6 because it impacts several aspects of person's metabolism. The recommended dietary allowances for vitamin B6 coenzyme play many roles in amino acid metabolism. The current RDA for vitamin B6 are by the age of 0 to 6 months. The RDA for male is 0.1 mg and for female the recommendation is 0.1 mg too. And by the age of 7 to 12 months, the recommended dietary allowances for male and female are 0.3 mg. And by the age of 1 to 3 years, the RDA for vitamin B6 for male and female is 0.5 mg. And by the age of 4 to 8 years, the RDA for vitamin B6 for male and female is 0.6 mg. And by the age of 90 to 13 years, the RDA for vitamin B6 is 1.0 mg for both male and female. And by the age of 14 to 18 years, the RDA for male is 1.3 mg and RDA for female is 1.2 mg. The requirement of vitamin B6 is differ by the age of 14 to 18 years. and by the age of 19 to 50 years, the RDA for vitamin B6 is 1.3 mg for male and for female 1.3 mg too. And by the age of 50 years and above, the recommendations for vitamin B6 is 1.7 mg for male and 1.5 mg for female. And during the pregnancy, RDA for vitamin B6 is 1.9 mg, and during the lactation, the RDA for vitamin B6 is 2.0 mg. Most foods have some amount of vitamin B6. People with a well balanced diet do not tend to develop a deficiency of vitamin B6. Certain medical conditions and certain medications and poor diet can lead to the deficiency of vitamin B6. Many foods have a good amount of vitamin B6, such as chickpeas. You know that 1 cup of chickpeas provide 1.1 milligram of vitamin B6, and 3 ounces of beef liver provides 0.9 mg of vitamin B6. Fish, 3 ounces of fish, which is the one serving of meat, is 3 ounces. 3 ounces of fish provides 0.9 mg of vitamin B6. And chicken breast, which is 3 ounces, provides 0.5 mg of vitamin B6. 1 cup of potato provides around about 0.4 mg of vitamin B6, and 1 medium banana provides 0.4 mg of vitamin B6. Nuts, 1 ounces of nuts provides 0.1 mg of vitamin B6. Many other sources of vitamin B6 includes fortified foods such as breakfast cereals. Breakfast cereals are fortified with these vitamins. Salmon, turkey, cottage cheese, rice, raisins, onion, spinach, and watermelon are good sources of vitamin B6. All these food items contain the sufficient amount of vitamin B6. You can see the colored bars in this figure, in which you can see that red color bars shows the meats, and red color bars shows that meats are best sources for vitamin B6. Meats, fish and poultry, chicken breast, lean meats, fishes and eggs are good sources of vitamin B6. But you can see here beef relatively contain the minute amount of vitamin B6 as compared to chicken and fishes. Beef contain the low amount of vitamin B6. And you can see here also turkey, which represented in red color bars, also provide the good amount of vitamin B6. You can also see here brown colored bars, which represents the legumes, nuts and seeds. Certain type of legumes, nuts and seeds shows the shows that it contains good amount of vitamin B6. Colored bars shows milk and milk product. All the milk and the milk product, which includes yogurt, cheddar cheese, cottage cheese and ice cream and milk, also contain the low amount of vitamin B6. But purple colored bars shows the fruits, and certain types of fruits contain good amount of vitamin B6, which is banana and watermelon. But the banana contain the large amount of the vitamin B6, and watermelon also contain the good amount of vitamin B6. Orange, strawberries, raisins and grapefruit contain the low amount of vitamin B6. Fruits offer the vitamin B6 but relatively in small amount. You can also see here green colored bars, which shows the vegetables. Not all the vegetables, but some vegetables like potato, tomato, sweet potato and broccoli contain the good amount of vitamin B6. But corns, green peas and spinach and carrot offers the lowest amount of vitamin B6. Yellow colored bar represents the breads and cereals, in which fortified corn flakes offer the highest amount of vitamin B6. But other cereals and grains such as white rice, pasta, oatmeal and whole wheat bread provide the low amount of vitamin B6. As you can see from the all the colored bars in this figure, overall I will give you an overall scenario in which meat, fish and poultry and potatoes and a few other vegetables, greens and fruits offers the vitamin B6. As it is true of most of the other vitamins, vegetables would rank considerably higher if, if foods were ranked by nutrient density. Several servings of vitamin B6 rich foods are needed to meet the recommended intakes. Foods loses the vitamin B6 when heated. Heat easily destroys the vitamin B6. During the cooking, that food which contain the highest amount of the vitamin B6 considerably require the low amount of the heat during the cooking. Vitamin B6 bioavailability from plant derived foods seems to be lower than from animal derived foods. Bioavailability of the vitamin B6 from the plant sources are lower as compared to the bioavailability of the vitamin B6 from the animal sources. But the fibers does not interfere the absorption of the vitamin B6. This is all about today's lecture. The remaining water soluble vitamins we will discuss in our next lecture.